Alright, welcome back, mercenaries. Today we are going to build ourselves the Battlemaster. And then we're going to go pick a planet to go to and do some battles with the Battlemaster. It's in the name. So I like this battle mech quite a bit. It's one of my favorite assault mechs, actually. And we don't have the weapons that I want to equip it with. Typically, this is one of the mechs that I will focus my lost tech into, but we don't have a lot of lost tech. So what we're going to do is, I know people like to see how I choose to customize my battle mech. So first we will build it in its standard stock config. So we got a PPC in the right arm and two heat sinks in the center torso. PPC in the right arm, and let's go ahead and put two heat sinks in the center torso. That'll have to change since I don't like to. I'm probably going to want to put a gyro in there at some point in time. Then we've got in the right torso 3 medium lasers and 2 heat sinks. So let's go ahead and put in 1, 2, 3. And some heat sinks. I think it was 2 or 3. Let me put in 3 and I'll double check. Nope, 2. Pull that out. Alright, so the left arm has 2 machine guns. Put in... where are the machine guns? Machine guns. And the left arm... that's it. So then the left torso has an SRM-6, 3 medium lasers, and 2 tons of SRM ammo. It seems a little excessive for an SRM-6, so far I disagree with that. Where are my SRM-6s at? SRM-6, I think it was, how many medium lasers was it? 3 medium lasers. 1, 2, 3. I think it said 2 tons of SRM ammo. That's a lot of ammo. And then I believe it was 1 ton of machine gun ammo. And then it has 2 heat sinks in each of its legs. So let's go ahead and put in 1, 2, 3, 4. So this is what the Battlemaster looks like in its default config. So its main weapon is clearly the PPC over here that would be in its arm. These little, like, chest compartments, that's actually where the weapons would be, except for the missile launcher, I think, would go on top of it. Then it's got 2 machine guns in its off arm. And the first thing I'm going to notice is the heat efficiency is absolutely awful. It generates 119 heat, and it sinks 54 per turn. And so, obviously, this mech is not intended to fire all of its weapons at once. It probably could do that once, but then it would need to take a break. And overall, I just do not like this design for the Battlemaster. If we look at the weapons it could be equipped with, one thing that's nice about it is it's a pretty flexible mech. You've got this 1 missile hardpoint, so if you want LRMs, you could go up to an LRM-20 on it. You've got 2 ballistic hardpoints, so you could put a big autocannon in there, or any autocannon you want. You do have some support weapons, which are nice to give you a little more punch in close combat, as well as just more accuracy against fast-moving targets. But the main feature here is definitely the 4 energy hardpoints. So I like to use this as a laser-focused mech. So I'm going to take off the machine guns, and I'm going to add in 2 small lasers. The PPCs, that's just too much heat. We can't handle that. Let's temporarily put a large laser in there. And we need more heat dissipation than this. Like, I'm definitely going to take off 1 ton of the SRM ammo, because for a single SRM-6 launcher, 1 ton is going to be enough. Like, I don't think, because each ton of SRM ammo is 100 missiles. Fire 6 missiles at a time. It's going to take a while to shoot out the 100 missiles. The battle should be ending around then. Let's see how it looks as it is, though. Let's go ahead and add in 4 more heat sinks. And, well, first we're going to add in a cockpit mod, of course. let's move one of these heat sinks off, just so that if we want... Let's see, can we put a gyro in? We don't have a gyro. That's fine, though. More heat sinks. Let's see how we're looking with these heat sinks. Okay, so our heat efficiency is now up to 4, which is still not great. I will probably drop the SRM-6 then. And let's add in 4 more heat sinks. 1, 2, 3, 4. So now we generate 102 heat on an Alpha Strike, and now we sink 78. That is pretty good. And we're actually higher in fire. We're pretty, like, 230 is not bad. We could definitely do better, but I think this is acceptable. This design is similar to the Hunchback. There's a laser-focused Hunchback that this design is rather similar to. And that's okay, because I like that design of the Hunchback. What we're looking at is 1160 armor, which is about ordinary. It's slightly less than the Awesome. But on the other hand, this mech does run at 200 meters, which is... it's very quick for its size. And that's what makes this mech so good, is that this is the biggest mech in the game that can still run at 200 meters. What color scheme do we give it? I like this one here, I think, because I like the way the frame on the cockpit looks with the paint on it. Yeah, we're gonna go with this one. And overall, I think that's okay. I obviously, having a gyro would be nice, especially one with a decent hit defense rating. But let's go ahead and confirm this creation.
On it. I'll let you know when that's done.
Who has the good gyro? Don't know. I think it's the Victor. Yeah, the Victor. I mean, the Victor needs the gyro as well, to be completely honest. Anyways, let's see. Let me check the store real fast. We got anything interesting here? Nothing super interesting. What about weapons? DLC weapons. Not going to be using DLC weapons. So what we want to do now, I think we just want to go to a different location. Let's see if we can find a place where they're going to sell us some Star League stuff. Now, the way you do that is just look for the Star League option and see if there are any areas we can go to. And the answer is no. There's no areas we can go to right now, because those areas are off limit. Wait, right here. So we've got this planet called Kimi, and you can see right here there's a former Star League presence. There's also one in the... Nope, we can't go to the Directorate. We can go into the Taurian territory, but they don't like us, so they won't sell to us. So what we want to do is head on over to Kimi. And that's exactly what we're going to do. Anywhere that has a former Star League presence is going to have Lost Tech. Not a whole lot, mind you. They're only going to have a few things, but we're kind of at the point in the game where we're ready to start souping up some of our battle mechs really nicely. Yeah. Get me some Mountain Dew for the trip. And what that translates to is we need double heat sinks and we need pulse lasers. Those are the two things that I'm really looking for in order to really build up the Battlemaster. We'll definitely need those double heat sinks as well.
Wrapped up that job you asked for, Commander.
Okay, so they've finished up building up my mech customizations. Let's see where... if there's any extra... Maybe we stuffed a gyro in someone else. Nope, it looks like we only had one of the hit defense gyros. That's kind of unfortunate. I definitely need to collect some more of those. Nothing interesting here. We'll continue on. Every time we jump, it's typically I like to... at least take a look at the store to see if there's anything interesting for sale. Because you never know. Sometimes you'll pass through like 4 systems on your way to your destination, and who knew? Maybe there's that piece of that battle mech that you wanted. Maybe there's that a cockpit mod that you wanted. Maybe there's like a gyro that you wanted. You never know. So typically, I mean, right there, I should have checked, but I'm too busy like talking. So let's just see what are they selling here. Interesting DLC mechs, but nope, I don't think there's anything here that I want. So on we go. Next jump should be our location. Now, we also need more powerful mechs, so I'm probably not going to pick a mission here. I'm probably going to just touch base here to see what they're selling, and then move on to a higher difficulty planet, because we need to start doing 4 skull and 5 skull missions. I don't know about 5 skull, but 4 to 4.5 skull missions. Yeah, maybe even 5 skull. Pirates ambush the Argo. Blaring klaxons interrupt an otherwise quiet morning routine as several fast-moving ships appear, pacing the Argo. Darius broadcasts their hail to the bridge. You're flying through our space, strangers. It's awfully dangerous around here. Just awful, especially for a ragged-looking ship like the Argo. Is it? Tell you what, we'll provide you with safe passage for a price, of course. While you consider your options, Sumire pipes up, Commander, if you can buy me some time, I could do a rapid fire up of the Leopard. That'll teach him not to mess with us, sure. We'll do that. Gonna stall and let Sumire do some stuff. The frustrated pirates try to walk you through the money transfer one more time. No, the last letter of the account is a 0, not the letter O. It's never the letter O. Just then, the Leopard leaps free from its docking collar on the side of the Argo and fires a barrage of LRMs at the pirate ships. The pirates retaliate with laser blasts, and the whole ship groans as emergency systems activate. After another flash of light from the Leopard, the enemy captain gives the order to retreat. Unfortunately, it's too late for Lobo, who was caught on the wrong side of the blast door and ends up in the med bay. Well, at least you're not dead. You got 2 injuries, which translates to 20 days. How's our medical looking anyways? Fully maxed out, so that's as good as it's gonna get. You can't heal any faster than that. Don't worry, you can have a lollipop or like a sucker or whatever too. You know, you'll be fine. It's gonna be okay.
Ready to go over financials whenever you are.
Paying our bills.
Arrived at our destination, Commander.
We're at the store, which is what we want. Let's see. Orion K, that's a good mech, but a little too late. Would have been a good mech earlier in the game. Double heatsink. We'll take that.
New equipment available.
Expensive, very expensive, but you know. Oh, that looks like ammo for the Gauss rifle. They sell unlimited quantities of Gauss ammo. Let's buy a few tons of that then.
New equipment available.
Just 4 tons. What are you selling here for Lost Tech? A large pulse laser, an ER medium laser. We'll take both of those.
New weapon systems
and I'll take
available.
the large pulse laser. Okay, and let's check the contracts real quick. I don't think they're going to be, you know, lucrative enough for us. You know, we're too high class now. We're looking for big, woo. Oh, ho, ho. Got an escort mission, 4.5 skulls, and then we have this one here. We might do this one before we leave. Man of the People. First things first, let's go tinker with the Battlemaster. Let's see if we can fit this large pulse laser in. The large pulse laser is a bit bigger than the large laser. It weighs a little more. But what we can do is pull out 2 heat sinks and put in a double heat sink, which is the equivalent capability. 1 double heat sink is equal to 2 regular heat sinks. And that means we could just pull 1 regular heat sink out. So, all in all, we basically remove the effectiveness of a single heatsink in order to accommodate this large pulse laser, which is pretty good, to be honest. Do we have any medium pulse lasers? No, we haven't found any medium pulse lasers. We do have 4 ER medium lasers. Those generate a lot of heat, though. it would be hard to keep up with that kind of heat. This is good enough for now. Do we have any small pulse lasers? We do have a small pulse laser. Interesting. They weigh a little bit more than a regular small laser, but I do want to fit on 2 small pulse lasers.
Right. I'll get it in the schedule.
Let's go ahead and give it some time.
Job's done, Commander.
And away we go. Okay, so we're going to do this mission here. This is a pretty high-level escort mission. I'm okay with this salvage and payment. That's perfectly fine with me. Now, since this is an escort, we do want to... You know, the Battlemaster is going to be perfect here just because it's fast. So I'm going to want the Battlemaster, and I'm going to want the Zeus. Like, we want a few mechs that are able to kind of keep pace. It's okay if the Stalker is a little slow because it's such a long-range mech. And I do want to still bring the Highlander. You know, that's still our most powerful battle mech. Let's go ahead and organize these guys. Who is going in? Baby Lobo could have gotten in, but he was in the... Oh, we're going to bring in the wonderfully beautiful Mad Cat who can pilot the Zeus. He apparently doesn't think his hairstyle is suitable to his character, so he's going to, you know, sick his clan buddies on me. But it'll be too late. By the time they get to you, it's long been too late. So Drake gets to pilot the Battlemaster, because he'll be able to bring out the mech speed quite a bit. And we'll let the big Mech jump in the battle for a change. I can't remember who I used last out of Lord Big Mac, but that's going to be our battle. This battle should have some decent assault mechs to salvage, so we'll have a chance at getting, you know, maybe an Atlas, maybe the King Crab, you know, something really good, something like a really big mech, or they could send a massive horde of heavy mechs at us, which would be less exciting. Now, one of the nice things about the escort missions is the higher level the escort mission, the stronger the convoy typically. So I'm hoping that the vehicles that we'll be escorting are the Vaggers, I think they're called, like Vaggers, whatever you want to call them. Because if they're not, if they're the lighter vehicles, that could be a problem. Politician's convoy is already under fire. This is actually a DLC battlefield. Jungle is not in the game normally, but I'm not going to, you know, avoid that. Like, that's too much of a pain. I guess we'll just go straight forward along this road. Going on the road does make you go faster. So the way that our battle plan is going to work is the Highlander is going to lead the attack. No surprise there.
Move order received.
But the Battlemaster is faster, so what's going to happen is after the first round of shooting, the Battlemaster will... Basically, the Highlander will take the first wave of hits, and then the Battlemaster will break off and begin closing into close quarters combat with people. That is the way we will do it.
Affirmative.
So they've sent a medium mech, but this is kind of the initial resistance. I'm guessing the reinforcements will be much more powerful. They're going to catch the Highlander out in the open, which is annoying because they'll take full damage.
Ready for orders.
Let's go ahead and just shoot back at this guy who's out in the open. This is going to hurt. Big Mac is like, it's a 2-4 deal. Supersize the missiles, baby. Okay, I am gonna go up now. I need to jump into cover.
Engaging jump jet. Enemy detected.
In the back, so this is mainly a medium lance with one heavy mech. It's 70 tons. I wonder what that will be. I am going to just vaporize this guy.
All weapons
Okay. Let's see, how do we want to do this? So this foggy, weird stuff here, we want to avoid that. I'm going to go right into here.
I copy.
Because I get some cover there. This gaseous stuff makes you take more damage, like it's this kind of weird, acidic, corrosive BS. And if you're caught in it, the end result is that it weakens your armor and you take more damage. So this guy's in heavy cover, so I'm going to go ahead and just shoot one AC5 at him.
Engaging.
For a breaching shot. Battlemaster can generate a decent amount of evasion. That's another miss. Not even a scout mech and still shaking the shots off. That's what I like to see. I'm gonna reserve down. A few missiles. We still don't know what that 70-tonner is. I'm gonna go ahead and... I'm just gonna ignore the Shadowhawk and just go for the Griffin. I'll tank up in order to draw their fire. Or hopefully I'll draw their fire, unless that guy punches me in my grits. That would make me sad. Other thing I'll say about the Gauss rifle is I like the sound of the Gauss rifle from Mech Commander 1 the best. It had this like thumping noise when it shot, and I thought it sounded pretty cool.
What's up, boss?
Okay, so Battlemaster, I can't get a clean shot on this guy, but I can get in range to shoot all of my weapons. So we have a pretty long list of weapons to shoot at this guy. And we're gonna shoot them all.
Let her rip.
Accuracy was acceptable, wasn't amazing, but it wasn't terrible either. That was due to it being an obstructed shot.
Acknowledged.
Actually, I have a better shot on this guy. Interest must be because he's closer.
Welcome to my album.
Well, he didn't like that.
That. Yes, Commander.
And the Zeus...
On my way.
He's out of cover, so that means we can use all of our weapons this time.
Firing. Full complement on enemy. Hostile removed.
Very nice. The Griffin finally lands a hit on the Battlemaster. And now it's my mech's turn. I will take the front to try and draw fire off of... Oh, we can see the other target. It's a grasshopper. Interesting. Now it's time to let this Griffin have it. Griffin still standing. There we got our grasshopper. I might still use the grasshopper, I haven't decided yet. It's a little late in the game for the grasshopper, but I think we will go to finish off the Griffin here. Oh, the Griffin's center torso is still good.
This just in.
He is zombieing our attacks very nicely. I hate medium mechs. Medium mechs are so tankish for their weight. I'm also starting to really get annoyed with the obstructed shots. We could also just go over here and finish this guy off.
Position confirmed.
Which doesn't seem like a bad idea. We'll tank up since he's out of cover, and I might just zippity-zap this guy and just get it over with. Let me knock 2 medium lasers off the list just to sink a little bit of heat.
Engage.
Yeah, about to say, you better get it down now.
Enemy down. Orders?
You know what? We can just shoot from here. Accuracy isn't super amazing due to it being an obstruct. This hill is just really being a pain. Still a great shot though. Looks like we hit with everything important. The Grasshopper did not choose to punch me, which I am grateful for. Which means now it's my turn to punch him. Oh, yeah!
Commander.
And now we'll use this mech speed to... I don't know if this will count as a rear shot. I don't think we're quite far enough behind him. Oh, we are far enough behind him, so... We are right at our heat threshold, so I'm going to go ahead and use a called shot on his rear torso. Okay, looks like we didn't hit enough of his rear torso, although we got through about half of it.
I'm ready.
This should be enough to finish him off, though.
Got it, Commander.
There we go. I mean, that's a pretty heavily armored mech. And he doesn't have enough skill and tactical mastery in order to concentrate his shots as effectively as someone like Big Mac, because he's a master tactician. He would get the much higher. Let's stay out of that weird gassy stuff. So once we get in here, it's going to activate the actual escort, and I don't want it to start just yet. So
onward.
We're going to let our guys get into position.
Yeah. I copy. On my way. I'm walking here.
Okay, so we're in position. We only need one person.
I'm your spaniel.
I'm guessing that it goes this way. That would be annoying if it went the other way. I feel like it's going to go this way. I wish it would show us actually, it's probably going to go to the left because this is the corner of the map over here. So that's actually kind of bad. Fortunately, our mechs are pretty quick on their feet. Yep. Okay, so they're going to the left. But now we can't stop them. They want to go to they're going to go full speed ahead. Yeah, these are the bigger APCs. Oh, this one is even 862 armor. Slightly different. I don't think I've seen that one before. It might be a DLC APC. So, this is annoying. Now the enemies are over here.
I'm your
so that was just a lack of observation was the issue there. Don't know what our enemies are. Fortunately, they are just monkeying around. They're not exactly going in to destroy our convoy as quickly as possible.
Yep.
Trying to avoid going into the gas, which we did successfully. As long as we're on the road, we should be able to catch up to the convoy. I don't know if we'll catch up to it in time before the enemies get a hold of it, but not as big of a deal if the Zeus and the Stalker are a little bit behind, because both of them have pretty long-range weapons, especially the Stalker. So one thing that's interesting about the jungle is you actually sink heat faster in the jungle because of the wetness. So it's not like the desert where you actually gain heat. Go ahead and... Okay, so we got 4 mechs. We have a Lance here. Here comes a 65-ton mech.
Commander?
Once again, let's try to get a little closer. Okay. I guess we're leading the attack with our APCs, which is not ideal. So they've got a catapult, a Shadowhawk, a Griffin, and a Rifleman. catapult and the rifleman are going to be our first targets. I am just going to try to sprint to get into combat. I could fire my LRMs, but I need to get into. I need to get in range for, or I need to get line of sight for the Gauss rifle. That's where most of my damage comes from.
I'm receiving you.
On the other hand, it's okay for the Stalker to begin launching missiles. Let's see. There are numbers against the... We're going to shoot at the Rifleman because our numbers are actually a little bit higher. Rifleman's a really cool mech. We're too deep into the game to use it, though. It is a DLC mech.
Waiting for orders.
Zeus is going to charge into combat, try to get closer. They're chewing up that catapult a little bit. Okay, let's see what they do. Now, these APCs, they actually have quite a bit of armor to go through. Like, they're not the easiest. You can't just, like, shoot them and think they're just gonna, like, die. They actually do have quite a bit of armor to go through. We're gonna go ahead and hit the Rifleman a second time. I think I might even target its leg. There we go. So we got its arm, its left, its torso, and its leg. Shooting missiles back at us. Fortunately, we had enough evasion to shake a lot of the missiles.
Ready for orders.
Okay, who are we going to... Oh, that's not right. That's not supposed to happen. I'm not quite in range there. I am in range there, but I don't have a great shot on them. Oh, that's funny. Right here, specifically right here, I am able to fire all of my weapons on the Shadowhawk. Alternatively, I could go for the Rifleman, which actually does seem like the better idea. Which we will do. We will go and get the Rifleman. Try to zippity zap him before he can get back up. I know we got through something, but not sure what. Okay, Rifleman's up. What you gonna do? Chose to do nothing. Good, so that means our plan worked. We were able to save some damage off of our guys. I think we're going to go for the Shadowhawk here, because we have the cleanest shot on it.
Copy that.
So, even though we missed with the AC-5, I think we hit the Rifleman with it instead. I think we had a stray shot that went through and hit him. I wish they'd just use the scanners if they have scanners. That would help me a lot more. Maybe we could jump into cover? Yes, we can.
Engaging jump jets.
Who do I want to shoot? A lot of these guys are what I would consider pretty legit targets. Let's finish the Rifleman off. Nope, didn't quite get him.
Enemy mech. Critical damage.
Tap him, maybe he'll fall. Oh, he's still alive. Tap him. Get him. Get him. Ha ha! The APC's got somebody. Okay, so what are they going to do? Their best move would be to squish them, stomp them in melee combat. That was definitely not it, though. He punches me. What a jerk.
Damage minimal.
Well, it's our turn again. And the Stalker is like just now starting to even kind of get back to the battle. Doesn't really matter though. He doesn't need to get to the battle. Okay.
Solid connection on that one.
Now it should be the catapult's turn, and half of his weapons will be... Oh, he's going to shoot back. Wasn't quite as effective, though.
I laugh at your puny...
Receiving you.
Let's see here. I think I'm going to go to try to zippity-zap this guy. Yeah, I like the sound of this idea. Since we have his arm down, like, we have a pretty good chance of just ripping into his center torso here.
Confirm.
Oh, man. Every one of those shots hit.
Reporting critical hit.
I don't think there was a single shot that missed. Here comes another wave of...
Hold this position, Commander.
What?
The package
Oh
will
my
be on its
gosh.
way soon.
We're still getting rid of these guys.
Receiving you.
I want to finish this catapult off.
Coordinates received.
That would be nice.
All weapons are go.
Okay, the catapult is toast.
We can salvage that.
What are those guys? There's no assault mechs. It's like a horde of mainly heavy mechs and I guess also medium mechs. I actually do need to move in order to regain my defensive bonuses. Just gonna jump over here.
Engaging jump jets.
And I'm gonna do a split fire. For everything else at that guy, and just the Gauss rifle to get a breaching shot and ignore his defensive
Engaging
bonuses.
multiple targets.
Everything else on the Griffin. Very nice. Okay, our vehicles are getting back on. Next turn, they should get taken away. Hopefully these guys can't squishinate them before then. We're still dealing with this lance over here. Out in the open, but the Battlemaster has decent armor. Can handle a few of these out in the open moments. Ah, he missed. That's what you get. That's what you get. Trying to be a jerk. No dice for the quick draw. Still couldn't get through the armor. Had a pretty good shot over here. Let's go ahead and dig it. Still holding. Like I said, those APCs are harder to kill than you might expect. What do I want to... I want to get rid of this guy, to be honest. Although he's got heavy cover again, which is really annoying. The Battlemaster actually needs to cool down, so he's going to spend a turn just moving towards the enemy to sink some heat.
Good to go.
Zeus! Mad Cat is going to show how fashionable he is to this Griffin, I think.
Copy that.
Like this.
On it.
He feels pretty. Oh, so pretty. The Griffin finally gets knocked down. I need to do something about this Shadowhawk, though. So it looks like what I'm gonna do is jump behind him, probably. Maybe jump a little further. What is the maximum I can jump? Doesn't matter. Such an annoyance. They need to get this guy off of me, but I guess what I'll do is I'll just do a split fire shot on him. One here and everything else there.
Engaging.
We have a 50-50 chance to hit with the Gauss rifle here. Nope, we missed. But looks like we did some damage with the other
Enemy
weapons.
Mech. Critical damage detected.
The objective is secured, Commander.
Okay, so we got all of the APCs out of there. It's kind of bad. Now the Battlemaster's a bit overextended. Okay, what are you gonna do? Now there's no vehicles left for them to shoot, so that means it's basically a death match now. Chooses to guard, just to burn some time. Interesting, they're all coming in closer and they're not fighting back. Why does this guy get to go twice? That's a miss. Oh, it's a catapult K2. How fancy. Be a real shame if I destroy your expensive battle mech that you found. This stinks. They're just sending a horde of mechs I don't need. Like, I don't need any of these mechs. Okay, who are we shooting at? Probably the Griffin. Yeah, we're gonna shoot the Griffin. Okay, finally, the Griffin is down.
One less target.
Medium mechs, they have such a frustrating amount of armor. I know I've said that, probably about the 5th time I've said that, but it's true. They have an annoying amount of armor. I don't know if getting closer to me is a good idea.
Is that all you got? Good to go.
What direction is this Shadowhawk facing? It's facing away. I don't think we will be able to qualify for a rear shot over there. So instead what we're going to do is go right over here. And we're going to tank up. And we're going to let this catapult have it, because this catapult is very overextended. Look at that, 3 bars of armor off. A lot of damage on the right arm, so I wonder if I can get a few extra attacks in there. I want this thing dead, so I'm going to use a targeted attack on its rear armor. I just want him out of the picture so I can focus on this new lance up ahead. So we'll burn a little bit of morale to do that.
Destroyed.
Waiting for orders.
And the Zeus can definitely, let's see, so his right, it's his right arm that's banged up.
Position confirmed.
I don't know, I did not want to do that. That was not where I wanted to be. So since he's out of position, I think I will take up just because the Zeus doesn't have a lot of armor, like 900 and something. Okay, we got one of his arms off.
That hit something good.
That reduces his missile capability in half. The exotic catapult K2. Shoots some shots, but nothing too special. The Battlemaster can take it. Okay, let's have Big Mac come up here and give somebody a combo meal, a unhappy meal. Right, I think the Catapult C1 wants an unhappy meal.
Affirmative.
Left leg, left torso's down.
Oh, I like that shot.
Down he goes. I believe I'll have somebody else finish him off. I don't think I'm going to have the Battlemaster do it. I think I'll have Mad Cat do it. He's going to vent his frustration from his haircut on this Catapult who's downed. Wasn't quite enough. The Catapult just was like, whatever. I ain't even mad about it, bro.
Receiving you.
That's annoying. Oh, come on. He's got 5. He had 5 left. Wow. Of course he did. I was hoping to get behind him there, but I don't think I can. So instead, I'm just going to go over here.
Got it.
I'm going to tank up, and I'm just going to shoot at the Catapult K2. And I'm going to drop 1 medium laser to stay under my heat threshold.
Got it.
Which is still a lot of lasers. Got through the armor, not sure what section. Catapult C1 with its 5 structure left. Taking a few shots that don't matter for much. I need to get into the fight. There we go, finally I've got a line of sight on somebody. Gonna do a split fire attack here. And I'm gonna split the LRMs onto just the Catapult, because we just have to tap him to finish him off.
Engaging multiple targets.
Oh, I did it in reverse. Whoops. We slightly overkilled him there.
Enemy mech destroyed.
Although, actually, maybe not. It might have been a range thing. It might have been something where the other weapons were out of range of target A. Fortunately, the Zeus is back in cover, so the little attack here doesn't have much of a chance to get through the armor. Man, it's, Kratos' Spartans have decided to try and overthrow Zeus. I don't know why they suddenly don't like him.
Yes, Commander.
It's time to punch somebody in their robot butt, I believe. Probably the quick draw, because the other one kind of puts me in an awkward-looking position. Yeah, we're gonna hit the quick draw in his robot butt.
Locked on for physical attack.
For 115 damage, plus the 2 small lasers, and then we get to sink a lot of heat. So that was a very productive way to sink our heat. Let's go ahead and go for the Catapult, I guess.
Roger that.
Doing damage, but not breaking anything on the mechs just yet. That's about to change now that we will follow it up. Gauss rifle right through the center torso.
Enemy mech destroyed.
I'm going to be pronouncing that weapon in so many different ways. It's such an annoying weapon to pronounce. Okay, let's pull a large laser off, and we'll just... There we go. Now we get the better accuracy on the LRM-15. This is our last LRM-15 as well. So we're now out of ammo, but the battle's just about over. This is a really long battle as well, so it's fine if the LRM-15 runs out at this point. Trying to get behind the Battlemaster, but that's not quite enough. It doesn't quite count.
My armor's getting ripped off.
Ready for orders.
Gonna supersize this quick draw now. Okay. We'll follow it up.
Enemy mech critical damage detected.
Down he goes.
Good to go.
And we will have the Battlemaster finish the job. Since he synced his heat last turn, he can fire everything he's got. Lighting up the night sky with a brilliant array of lasers. Got all the targets down. Long battle. I mean, we had to crash through 3 lances, mixed, medium, and heavy lances. And what stinks is that we don't even need any of those. Like, I'm trying to hunt for assault mechs. That's what I'm looking for. But the payout's going to be pretty good. Almost 1 million C-bills. And salvaging some of these heavy mechs will certainly, like this Catapult C1. Take the Griffin. That one's basically done. And then I guess let's take a piece of the Grasshopper, actually. Alright. I mean, we got a lot of money from the fact that we got the convoy out of there without any of them getting destroyed. That was really fortunate. Also, like, very nice that the convoy was able to withstand so much damage. I want to see it. Show me my stuff. I want to sell the battle mechs that I assembled. Ah! Lady Arano's contract for House Gallus is ready.
That mech
Interesting.
is cleared for fighting.
Yep, whatever. Go ahead and throw these guys in the bin for sales. Sell these boys off. Oh yeah, we did sell all of the... These are all the battle mechs that we had been using previously that we're just kind of, that we've kind of outgrown them. We don't really need them right now. And I don't think there are any other mechs that I wanted to buy here either. I don't think this is the... Yeah, this is the wrong version of the Banshee. I would buy pieces of the Banshee, but that's not the right kind. Not the Banshee that I'm interested in. And yeah, I don't think I'm going to do that other contract, because like I said, we're looking for 4 and 5 skull contracts. This is 3.5. I would do this one, but it's restricted. We don't have enough standing with House Liao to do it. So I'm going to just go and find another contract, and that'll be the second episode of the day. Didn't intend for this one to be as long, but that's just what happens when the battles are super, super long. Like going through 3 lances of decently armored mechs. But there you go. You got to see the Battlemaster. You get to see all of its equipment now as well. I like how his arm, he's got look like he's holding a gun. And there you can see all of the guns in his torso. This mech will continue to grow in power as we can find some Lost Tech weapons to stick in there. Once we get a few pulse lasers in there, it'll be able to cut through the enemies very quickly. And then when it overheats, it has the option either to A, engage in melee combat to get a turn of sinking the heat, or it could just use its speed to just kind of run away and, sink its heat that way. Or I could continue just clicking a few weapons off and shoot with less weapons if it's I'll typically do that if the enemy really needs to go down now and if they're pretty beat up. But that is how you use the Battlemaster. I think you'll see that it's heavily armored enough to handle an upfront fight. You wouldn't want to have it. You wouldn't want it to stand against an entire team of assault mechs. That wouldn't be good. That's a job for not even the Highlander would be super happy. The Highlander could walk up to a full lance of assault mechs, but that's more for the King Crab or the Atlas. Like that's like going leading the attack against the full lance of assault mechs. That's kind of their job. But the Battlemaster is able to face off against enemies and use its armor, especially if it's in cover. But at the same time, it's also capable of moving quite rapidly. You saw how it was able to get very far ahead of the convoy towards the end of it, especially utilizing the road. And that's what makes the Battlemaster so useful. The reason we're going with this laser build is because we're trying to... Lasers are very powerful for their size. And because the Battlemaster doesn't carry as much weight for guns as other assault mechs, very important to try to be as efficient as possible with the design of the Battlemaster to eke out as much damage as possible, because it has a pretty big engine. The engine takes up a lot of space to get it in motion. There are heavy mechs, for example, that have a similar amount of weapon capacity as the Battlemaster, but that would not be using the Battlemaster to its true potential. You want to design it in a way where you can rely on its armor for something, you can rely on its speed, and this kind of close combat, lots of lasers, slice the enemy apart with lasers, really lends itself to how the Battlemaster wants to play. And that addition, now it actually has a main weapon with that large pulse laser right over here, which is funny because in a way it kind of wound up getting the PPC anyways, because the large pulse laser is comparable to a PPC. But yep, that is that. Like this episode if it was entertaining. Subscribe for future BattleTech content. Of course, remember that you don't have to be good to get good.